right now. And we're going to get into the draft. And actually, Casually Reformed, it's definitely something to think about with Casually Reformed is the draft. They are very, very reliant on certain picks in certain
Hmm.
situations. For instance, Royal, of course, famously plays that Mordekaiser. No Idea has like somewhat limited champion pool. He's picked the Aatrox
My
into some
Mordekaiser.
unusual matchups
Hmm.
in the last few games. But yeah, that's what I'm really interested in. And scaling is going to start on blue side. So we are already seeing. There we go. Mordekaiser ban comes in right away, and Shen is the response there from Casually Reformed.
Yeah, to seeing tops being just targeted over here, kind of
Yep.
not completely unexpected. Again, you already mentioned that Mordekaiser is just such a premier pick.
Hmm.
Scaling doesn't even want to mess with that. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
it's go time, right? It's playoffs, so you're just like, bro,
Exactly.
like we can't let you have your like best champion. Samara being picked banned out as well, despite being nerfed over and over and over again. People are just so afraid of how this champion snowballs. I
Yep.
personally, I'm at the point where I'm like, I don't really get it anymore. Like any champion with a couple kills starts to snowball
Yep.
like
I
this
agree.
now. But you just have those like one or two tilting games against the Samira. You just
Hmm.
never want to play against it anymore.
Yeah, there is, of course, that power of the blocking skill shots, even stronger in a lot of cases than the wind wall, and that can
Hmm.
really help against certain picks that scaling sometimes like to go with. But
True,
Samira,
true.
yeah, just not wanting to go with. Wheelie, we know, has popped off on it already in this
Hmm.
league, and they're just not interested in giving that over. There's the Silas as well, that one targeted as at Royal as well there, and the picks are coming in, scaling with the first pick.
Yeah.
And sometimes they end up going for a Quinn pick, but actually, this looks like probably a top lane pick here, so that's going to be the Scion for the Coop.
Yeah, they're gonna go straight into the blind Scion over there. One more note I want to make on just kind of the bans. Scaling basically look like they just don't want to get snowballed on by any champion that they pick. They kind of just like banned out three champions that really like if they get out early, the game's kind of like over. Whereas Scaling probably, I'm gonna guess at this point, want to do like a team fighting, want to do again pun definitely intended this time a scaling composition and then go from there. Where like those champions that they banned out kind of put a hamper in those plans because they're good enough early and then can snowball. So they're kind of getting rid of that. Nunu now being picked up by Casually Reformed to go in the jungle.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's interesting you say that about scaling because actually they often go with more of a mid-game composition. The scaling is definitely not always living up to their name there. In particular with Quinn, who goes for these sort of really high pressure picks as opposed to those farming junglers. And Quinn has really made a name for himself in this league as such a dangerous jungler here. And really, really impressive stuff from him so far in the league. So there's the Heimerdinger actually from Casually
Yeah,
Reformed, and
Blindheimer
I can't even I couldn't even tell you where it's going. I'm assuming bot lane, but
could be mid.
could be
Yeah,
anywhere.
yeah. It's interesting. It
Oh,
gives you
hang
a
on a sec.
situation
Sorry,
where oh
before you go in on that, we realized that PentaQ, which is our draft tool, doesn't have Seraphine. That Heimer pick,
oh okay.
Johnny, is Seraphine.
Oh,
So
okay, right,
okay,
right. Because
so
Seraphine enabled for the server. We don't
yep,
take
yep,
things off
yep. We
for
play on
this.
the live patch, so
Yeah, we just
Seraphine
play
is
pure
allowed,
live. Okay,
and
that's really excited.
yeah,
Actually, today was my first time getting to actually touch hands on. Uh, don't take that the wrong way.
clip
But
that.
it's the first time I actually got to see Seraphine in action,
Mhm.
and it's a really the scaling is really weird. I'm not even quite sure if she's a mid game champion or a scaling champion quite yet.
Yeah, yeah.
But definitely like just game changing ultimate. And if you kind of worked out with team, does have that flex between mid and support. I've
Support,
seen it top
yes.
lane randomly. I don't think that was a real thing, but
Yeah.
someone played it.
Well,
But
what's so good
it's a
about it
yeah.
mid for me is that it's super, super good in the 2v2. So if you
Hmm.
got like, for instance, Nunu's a great pick here. I almost would rather go with even a more like fighty jungler. Like
Right.
I think it would be really great with something like a Jarvan where you want to go for those 2v2 fights in the mid jungle.
Hmm.
So that's really good. But like you say, it could be support, but we are confirming probably that it's mid with the Leona pick here for Casually Reformed.
Yeah, there you go. And the Nautilus being picked over by scaling over there, giving themselves a playmaker. So
Mhm.
yeah, right now these teams are kind of just establishing their front line right now. And
Mhm.
then we still need a jungler, and we still need a bot laner from Casually Reformed. We still need a bot laner, and I guess they're pretty flexible whether someone's going mid or top there a little
Yep.
bit. So We'll see kind of where those kind of end up. Galio right now being taken up a casually formed. The Jacks now being banned there as well by scaling, and so looking to get rid of people who just effectively help split push.
Yeah, I think Dredgemon, who is playing, who's stepping in here for the mid lane for scaling, really does like those sort of tankier mid laners. Galio, of course, being one of them, and being very strong against Seraphine, who you can get some range, but those really long range champions strong into Galio, like Vel'Koz, Xerath, those Seraphine doesn't quite match up in range to those
Hmm.
champions. So Galio could be very threatening towards something like a Seraphine. There's the
Hmm.
Ezreal ban as well, so targeting the bot lane here continues with Ash on the side of scaling. And we've got to see what Casually Reformed go for with their bot lane and their top lane. Now, they've already seen the Scion, so they can pretty safely pick that up there.
Yeah,
And of course, they have the last pick. But
yeah, I
yeah.
probably expect the counter pick to come out through now. Maybe like they could pick their AD carry now if they
Yep.
really just want to make sure they get a different one and scaling,
Mhm.
get a higher priority one. Jin still available. Jin still really strong in the meta,
Yes.
and does kind of go really well with Seraphine. Obviously, if you get
Mhm.
a um 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 a root, you can then turn into a stun. But
Yes.
they're gonna go with the Caitlyn, which is the same thing. You get a trap
Yep.
Seraphine that then turns that into a
Little harder to
stun.
set up, but
Yeah,
definitely still
yeah,
can work.
for sure. That's definitely there, especially with the high crowd control composition they just have right now. They're just kind of putting that together, and of course, just the straight up synergy with Leona and Caitlyn works out really well.
Yeah, there you go. So 2 picks now for scaling. And CR leave their top laner the last. And I think scaling, the Kane pick is very interesting here. And I can talk a lot about that, having played a lot of Kane. But
Hmm.
here's the Jinx and CR. I think they could have maybe saved their bot lane pick. And I would have rather seen something into the Scion. But like you say, there are some priority picks. The thing is, though, Johnny, they're not taking the priority picks. They're not
No,
taking the Jin or the Senna or anything like that. They're just
no.
going for comfort here.
Yeah,
And
scaling just
yeah,
after my heart. Jinx right now is just my
yep,
most played AD
yep.
carry in past like month or so. So I'm gonna enjoy the crap out of watching it.
There we
And
go.
what I like about it too is that the answer to the Jinx into the Caitlyn is that like Caitlyn's effective Jinx's effective range is about the same as Caitlyn's, maybe even sometimes greater. Because even though like Caitlyn obviously just has like just straight up auto attacks being better, but just like
Mhm.
Caitlyn's ability to just follow up on an engage from Nautilus is super strong. You just throw the E right behind them, so it's gonna be a really interesting, like really, it's really a skill matchup in the bot lane. That'll be fun to
Yes.
watch. And then they grab themselves the Oriana to put themselves in the mid lane.
There we go. So Oriana into Seraphine, interesting matchup. And here's the set to finish it off. No idea is going to be on that. And very,
Hmm.
very, solid pick. Obviously, the set. Uh, Extremely strong. I'm really interested in this jungle matchup though, because Kane definitely not strong in the early game until that transformation. And the thing is that the uh paradox with Kane is that you want to fight because you want the orbs, but you
Hmm.
aren't a very strong fighter. You don't have a lot of tools besides some good AoE damage. And so
Hmm.
I'm really excited to see Quinn do it because he's one of the best junglers, maybe the best jungler in the league.
Hmm.
And the other thing to look at, of course, is Leggy on Jinx. This guy is one of the best players we have in the entire league. And on a hyper carry like that, you're really, really looking to focus around
Hmm.
that Jinx in the late game.
Yeah, definitely. But you could also kind of expect Kane to potentially just like camp the top lane just to get red.
Hmm.
So what's going to
Yep.
be really interesting to see is how this bot lane plays around that, knowing that they're potentially going to be weak side for a good portion of the early game,
Sure.
and then hopefully scale that. Again, I keep saying it, but hopefully just bring that into kind of the late game, and then yeah, you can get legging on that hyper carry mode. That could still be there. This bot lane can win 2v2s by themselves. They're
Yes.
fully capable of doing that in this league, and I'm excited to see this game play out.
Yep, definitely interested in all of that. And now that we've seen the drafts, we are going to go to a quick break before we wait for our teams to load in. So, thanks everybody once again for joining us. Just before we go to break, I want to remind everybody that if you are following us on all of our social media, you're participating in the chat, you are participating in the community, we are watching and we want to give you free stuff. So just
Watching.
keep going with that stuff. And Mel is going to send you a message if you are chosen as one of the winners of one of our free prize packs from our sponsors, who we will now hear a word from right now, I believe, as we go to the break. Thanks, everybody. See you soon.
Even a Zyra one trick, right? It's like this champion just dies or whatever, but
There we go.
you think about
All
different.
right, and we are live as Johnny finishes off that little analysis there of Zyra One Tricks. I believe we're live anyway. I think I saw the
Yeah,
think I
yeah.
saw it go. Yeah, we are. Okay, great. Welcome everybody back to the Manitoba Esports League semifinals of League of Legends. We got the first semifinal match right now, and it is Scaling versus Casually Reformed. On the blue side, we got Scaling, the Coop in the top lane, Quinn in the jungle, Drejmon subbing in the mid lane, FSG Leggy or Leggy, whichever you prefer, in the bottom lane, and Alex Dirty in support.
And before, well, actually, I'm gonna wait to see if a fight happens here because No Idea is about to meet 5 members of Scaling. The hook's gonna
Oh,
go through. He does
oh
flash
no!
it, but he doesn't get over the wall. He's going down. So let's introduce the team, the red side.
Casually Reformed.
Form. No Idea. The man with the gray screen in the top lane. In the jungle gets Sean at the mid lane position. You got Royal in bot lane. Wheelie 29. And in
In the bot
support,
lane, we got Violation, and you haven't
Violation.
casted this, so you don't know. It's just Violation with a very obnougous spelling.
Violation. Thank you very much.
There we
Because
go.
I just stood there and paused, and I needed that help, so I
I, I
appreciate it.
I was like, oh no! I halfway through I realized what I had given you as a
Yeah.
task. Anyway, my
All
name's
right.
Wes Rambo. I'm joined by Johnny Esports, and we're gonna be bringing you the game today.
Yeah, awesome. I also pointed at my shirt that says Johnny A Sports. No one can see me right
Nope.
now. But
Afterwards,
just
you
so
can
you
do it again.
know, yeah, just so you know, that's me. I
Yeah.
have my name on my shirt in case I forget it.
Mhm.
All right, we got Royal over here dealing Quinn, taking away the chickens.
Ooh, yeah, there we go. So Quinn, this is the thing. Kane can do Raptors very, very quickly, and it's a very common strategy there from Kane to steal the enemy Raptors. And it looks like they're going to go straight vertical here.
Mhm.
There's Quinn going up to the red buff there. And of course, Sean will go to the red buff in the bot lane, but it will be spotted out by a ward. So they're going to know exactly what's going on.
Mhm.
Nothing too crazy going on yet here.
I actually like this response a lot by casually formed. Sometimes you at this level you don't expect them to actually properly respond to
Yep.
someone coming and getting your chickens, and they did a good job.
Yep.
Ended up only letting Quinn take a couple of them, and then respond by vertically jungling so they don't just lose everything. Like literally lose the entire early game on this invade. But
Yeah, we have a
there's some
gank up top.
gank into the top lane. So Quinn is there right now. No Idea. Just being camped right now, going.
Yeah, no
hey,
flash,
you already
remember?
killed me. Get out of here. Yeah, no flash exactly. Doing quite a bit of damage to Quinn, so actually is able to get him low and basically win a bit of a tempo play.
Definitely. Although you always take that as Quinn playing on the Kane, you're getting the orbs. It's just as you say, going up to the top lane, making sure you're getting that red Kane. As we talked about this off stream there, but against this team with 3 big frontliners on Casually Reformed, you're definitely wanting to go that red Kane to get that percent damage, to get that healing in team fights, and to be able to go this build where you can build Black Cleaver and help to activate your Caitlyn there.
Yeah, and exactly, and
Or activate your Jinx, pardon me.
right, right. And he's doing exactly what I basically said they were gonna do right after Champions League, which is camp top.
Yes.
Just because it's gonna be the easiest way to get that going for you and get onto red. So, nothing unexpected, and I hope Nick No Idea was expecting it, and it looked like he dealt with it pretty decently.
Yep.
So, happy for that.
Yep, remember this is a set, of course, so very, very strong in the lane, but with no flash, the Coop feeling pretty confident here. But I gotta say, No Idea winning this trade. It is Quinn, though, still has the red buff, still has the slow, coming up here and just absolutely bullying No Idea
Hello.
up in the top lane.
Yeah, you're just gonna keep doing it. You're not gonna have a very fun game here. No Idea, just so you know.
Yeah,
And
definitely
part of
not.
that's gonna depend on what Sean does, kind of with the pathing right now in the jungler right now. I've kind of been happy to just be farming up while Quinn's doing a little bit more harassing. So that can equal to greater levels here. But we are seeing his first gank into the bot lane. Gonna flash over
Flash
here.
in.
Is gonna go for that. Wheelie's got the trap down.
Oh.
Gonna take them out. Violation's gonna pick up that kill. And there we go. We're at a 1-for-1.
Yeah, good job. Good pathing there coming out of Sean, and well done by Royal to follow up. And part of that, part of that 2v2 we were talking about is the move speed you can get from Seraphine on the Nunu, and got them in position. Good flash there from Violation. Not even time for Alex Dirty to respond there with the flash. So really good gank. And also this is key because Leggy now is going to be bullied out of some experience if they can do this properly, and definitely out of some CS, this big wave crashing here. So really good play there, getting some tempo from the Casually Reformed bot lane and answering that pressure that's happening up top.
Yeah, for sure. And they basically ganked in the perfect situation there. Gigantic wave that's really going to hurt Leggies. Like you said, just the CS and experience there. And just good coordination from Casual Form. Like I said, kind of coming into this, I'm just so impressed by the kind of plays they make. For a team I had lower expectations of,
Yep.
they make really good macro decisions like that. And I'm impressed. So they're keeping this game even.
Definitely. So we are going to see Violation go back in as I was about to go for
Yeah,
that, but
Violation really wants to get on top of Leggy over here. Gonna slow him down at least a little bit. We do see Sean coming down to the bot lane. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Quinn has visited No Idea once again. But we're still gonna go back down here because Violation hits a Zenith Blade, goes on to Alex Third, who does flash away and survives this one at least. So just pressure being continuously applied to this bot lane.
yeah, there we go. Now we know what he was saving the flash for, and you can see they're always going on the Nautilus. Something to point out, kind of related to that, is Dredgemon and Leggy have both chosen to take Cleanse as their second summoner spell there, and that's obviously mostly going targeted at the Leona. But here's a gank in the mid lane as well.
Yeah, they're up here though. The Orianna ult's gonna come through. Is it enough to save Draymond? He will survive through that, but Sean is just all over the map right now.
Yeah, definitely really, really good presence there by Sean coming in and able to get quite a bit of tempo in that mid lane and pressure. So Royal's going to be happy with that. Of course, Seraphine, nice and strong in lane in his own right, but really, really gets activated when he is joined by other champions in the fight. So you can see Draymond out of mana there, but is going to be able to just keep finishing up that farm. Speaking of farm, oh, hang on a sec. Alex Dirty getting in
Oh,
there, but
yeah.
just
Just
getting some
looking,
info.
just peeking, just walking around.
Exactly. Speaking
Seraphine's
of farm,
walk
just
animation.
pretty even there, Seraphine.
Sorry,
No,
that's what I
man.
was laughing at. I'm just like, God, it's so stupid. But anyway, sorry.
All I was gonna say is farm looks pretty even both lanes. Even those ones
Mhm.
who have gotten a lot of pressure put on them have done well to sort of keep even in farm. You can see Leggy actually one CS ahead there in the bot lane, and No Idea as well, dead even in the top. So good
Yeah,
job by both laners. Nothing is being opened up by either team yet.
yeah. Thanks for the actual report of the game state. I'm just here to talk about walk animations. Look, No Idea. He walks like a Chad.
Yeah.
You look him up, but
He
sorry.
strides,
Yeah,
Johnny. He
he
strides.
certainly tried. All that being said, what I'm actually impressed by right now, I'm gonna shut up. Here's a fight. Violations coming and gets on top of Alex 30 here, but here comes
Quinn's in the
Sean
back.
as well. Quinn is right here on the cane, gonna jump onto it, going straight for a wheelie. Wheelie's gonna flash away.
Oh.
That means Sean takes you out. Nice kill going on there. They're gonna turn around here. Big Zed Blade's gonna hit over here. They do get the cleanse off. It will be enough to save Violation. It will not. Leggy though is turning this back around, gets themselves a kill and forcing wheelie back off. So
Oh!
no, super mega death rocket, best skill in the game because of stuff like that. Beauty, Leggy, beauty.
Oh, if you could all see Johnny's face right now, but that was absolutely lovely from Leggy there. Really, really great positioning in that fight. Able to get those auto attacks in as much as he possibly could while still staying safe, saving his flash very, very late in the game there. And when the Leona was able to finally get on them in the end, he realized exactly the HP his opponents were at and what he was able to do. That's why we call him one of the best players in this league. Really, really
Yeah.
impressive stuff there from the
And
Jinx.
that's one worth bod reviewing. Like if I'm casually informed, No Idea in the coop getting down pretty low.
Uh-oh.
Flash comes in and
Oh!
Showstopper comes through. No Idea doesn't let me shut up. They're gonna get this trade kill from Coop at least, but that was still very, very impressive.
Yeah, really, really nice. Coop is able to trade it back though, so really, really, relief coming in from the Coop there, as that would be very devastating if the set was able to stay in that lane and get that farm. That would have been the big difference maker there. But
And hopefully
the
Sean's
Coop getting the
just
kill
fixing
back.
wave,
Yeah, exactly.
too
There we
as
go.
well,
So
that should be fine.
Sean will be able to reset this in a way that is beneficial there to No Idea. So that's definitely still going to be good and nice play there by No Idea. Getting the early deficit in lane from the gank. Still able to get the solo kill. So impressive stuff there from No Idea. And
Yeah,
this
definitely.
game still very, very close. A bit of a lead there. You can see quite a farm lead from Quinn to be expected against Nunu. But otherwise, pretty even everywhere. And yeah, looking good here from Quinn. But in general, Casually Reformed doing what they need to do so far in this game.
Yeah, and the big other thing is Leggy with 2 kills, being able to get out in that fight. So like what I was trying to say earlier is that one's worth fodder reviewing because it felt like that was Casually Reformed's fight, and then like kind of in the last second, maybe the one more auto attack that Jinx needed to get excited was just enough for that to turn around and then become a double kill for the Jinx.
Yes.
And then suddenly, of course, make that seem to be very much an advantage of scaling in the long run. So That's some good stuff. Dragon's still up. No one's taken that objective quite yet. We'll see where they're going to kind of do with that. You kind of just expect an early Nunu does just have an advantage over that, but we're seeing Quinn still just
Uh-oh.
chilling out in the top lane. No idea getting around the knock-up right now, but Quinn is in the bush, so he's jumping out now. You got a long lane to run away. Tries to use the Haymaker to survive here. He's going to survive for a little bit longer, but it will not be enough. He'll be taken down eventually. There we go. The Coop does get the kill.
Yeah, very pretty good survival there coming in from No Idea, but Quinn, No Idea just committed too hard there without knowledge of exactly where the jungler was. Now, hopefully they can transfer this into a dragon. Casually Reformed can answer back there because you do see Quinn still on the top side. They are going to go for it, but there's a ward on there, so we'll see if Scaling decide to contest this. The teleport's coming in, but that dragon's going down pretty fast. Will they get the smite? Oh no,
the Jinx rocket secures it, and here's a big Orianna ult that's also going to secure a couple more kills for Leggy. One goes over to Draymond as well. They're continuing on, and they'll take him down. Quinn will pick up someone for himself. That will be 4 members down after the steal from the Super Mega Death Rocket.
Oh, that is a Shakespearean level tragedy coming in there on the side of Casually Reformed. They had such a close, the Nunu being able to be somehow outsmited by the Jinx rocket, and that's a bit of a blunder. You can't allow that to happen if you're a Nunu, and really unfortunate. And then Drejmon comes in with the absolute banger of a shockwave to catch the entire team and completely turn this game's tide in the favor of Scaling.
Yeah, Leggy with the big math because they nerfed that. It's not as easy as it used to be. Used to be just be like, oh, it's at 1,000. I outsmite them with my Jinx rocket. But now it does considerably less damage to objectives, but Leggy's still able to just do the big math and get it done there. And like you said, yeah, that shouldn't happen when you're new. No, you just gotta max respect the amount of damage that could come through from the enemy team and just use all your abilities. There's no way that should be possible, but unfortunately, this is where we're sitting at. Infernal Drake right now is sitting in the hands of Scaling, and we're getting another gank over into the top lane. No idea. Like I said, you're getting camped, my dude. This is just the reality. The Coop picks up their 4th kill.
Absolutely, and there's Quinn. You see the transformation has come in. Rost is the form he has gone with, which is what we expected with this tanky team. And with that kill and this wave, that tower is going to be not long for this world, most likely. Looks like they will leave it, actually, just be satisfied with the plate and go for the Rift Herald instead. But the Coop is going to be huge in this game. You can already see those tank items starting to be built, and with Quinn scaling up as well, this really looks in favor of Casually Reformed. Nice catch there.
Played really good there, but is there enough damage to come through as well? There's not. So despite the nice little play being made, they're not going to get anything out of it.
Yeah, definitely a good play there by Violation. Like you say, max range on the Zenith Blade, and Violation's looked very good on this Leona so far. But that one dragon fight, Johnny, I'm afraid it's going to decide the game. That was such a gigantic swing, and you can see Casually Reformed struggling to have like exactly the damage they need to win these fights. Ooh. Here comes Violation in the mid, though.
Yeah, it gets caught in the Orianna. Alt is going to get knocked up by the Kayn, who's going to go inside and take you out. The Coop is just around for good measure to continue this onslaught onto this mid turret, which will eventually go down. And yeah, like you said, that dragon fight just proving huge with how snowbally this meta is. It's the unfortunate thing. It's like the actual objective itself is almost meaningless. Like the single Infernal Drake is roughly one of the worst.
Exactly.
Especially early, roughly one of the worst dragon buffs. So like, didn't even matter that much. But it was the ensuing fight that just gave so much gold and so much tempo over. That really is contributing to this lead.
Yeah, and just, the main effect of that dragon being stolen by the Jinx rocket was demoralizing Casually Reformed, I think. It was just, insult to injury at that point, because as you say, those 3 kills coming in from them were the real victory from Scaling.
Oh, and the unfortunate thing, even if they didn't steal it, they still would have won that fight the same way right after that. So it still kind of comes down to like that maybe wasn't the right moment to go for that dragon, or you just needed a better setup for the fight afterwards. But Alex 30 hiding in a bush. He's right there. They're going to put on some damage. Leggy's going to join this fight as well. Wheelie's getting knocked up. Tries to flash away. The ult will come from Violation. That will at least slow him down. Going to basically let you live so that Violation could die. And Quinn picks up that one.
Yeah, not bad there. Violation did a very good job of peeling the team away. Now, as long as Wheelie can escape here, here's Sean. Oh no, Quinn does have the flash and Rampage for the Kane. Here's another catch in the jungle.
To be honest, I probably wouldn't have wasted the flash just for the one kill on 80 carry, but they're also going to follow it up with kill onto Sean, so
Oh,
that's going to be a double kill there. They're going to continue pushing towers. It more or less just basically just doesn't matter.
yeah, that's
You know,
another
you're gonna get a
mistake.
tower. Yeah.
There's another mistake there by Sean. Unfortunately, you should be getting away from that
Mhm.
area as soon as you see the Kane going that deep and being that far in
Oh, violation.
encroaching onto you. Speaking of going too far, a violation might have bitten
Yeah,
off more than they
tries
could
to
chew
flash
here.
over the traps, but it will not be enough to get away. Leggy now with 5 kills.
Oof.
Gonna keep rolling on through.
Mm-hmm.
Coop still bullying No Idea in the top lane and everything going Scaling's way when the early game was actually pretty darn even. So
Mm-hmm.
just you, in this game right now, sometimes you just need to find that little bit of a breakpoint. Like I said, in the fight in the bot lane, it really felt like it came down to one extra auto that Leggy was able
Yep.
to get off that led to
Yep.
getting excited, and that completely turned on the fight and probably just like the game wasn't completely over at that point, but it was just
Mm-hmm.
like gave them that leg up so that when they went into that dragon fight, that one a little bit of coup de grace.
Yeah, and look at No Idea here. He's just having such trouble doing any damage to this Scion. There's the flash coming in, and
Yeah,
ooh, that's a nice flash from Sean.
yeah, definitely preventing the ult from being able to run away there. But can he still get away though? He's just so tanky. What do you do? You just
That's just
can't anymore at this point.
impossible.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So and here go Alex 30 finding the entire team over here. He's gonna tank up a ton of damage. Eventually go down though. Royal's gonna pick up that kill. This could be the fight that can help turn things around. Leggy's gonna try to flash away from the ace in the hole, but it auto targets. It takes you down. Double kill now comes through for the Seraphim. Gonna get on top of Leggy there. Triple kill onto the Seraphim. They're still continuing this fight. The Coop, what are you doing here now too? You're just gonna join this death spree. Is it gonna be a quadra? It will be. It's there. It's set up. Can they finish it off? They're gonna keep going there. Gonna be able to jump away. Quinn just barely surviving on their 4 kills, going on to the Seraphim. That's a snowbally champion that could turn this game around.
I have no idea how that just happened. Seraphim with the AoE absolutely destroyed Scaling there in that fight, even with their huge lead, and Quinn the only one to survive. But just lovely play there coming in from Casual Reform, collapsing well and Scaling. Maybe just getting a little too confident with the lead they had, thinking it was a little bit more. Now Sean has kind of free range of this jungle, able to steal away the blue buff as well. Teleport is coming in though to maybe catch him out.
And the one thing to note for Royal too, they're playing the damage heavier build right now when it comes to the Seraphim as opposed to like the
Yep.
sticky build, which I probably
Yes.
prefer the sticky build. But if you kind of look at their team, where else would the damage be coming from besides
Yeah.
Caitlyn at that point? So it does make sense to need that more damage. Does now have Leandri's. Hits a 2-item power spike on an entire fight
Yes.
from there. So that's going to be a ton of damage being put through by Royal now.
Yeah, Scaling's going to really have to watch out for this Seraphim at this point because, yeah, that Leandri is so strong against their team, in particular the Scion and Nautilus, of course. But if you get caught with AoE a few more times, this game can completely swing in the other direction here. Still a significant gold lead here for Scaling, but
Here's
trying to turn that one around.
Jumping on top of you. Well, Seraphim can't do any damage if you're
Oh.
crowd controlled the entire time. Absolutely blown up. They're going to go on to the next one. Violation's going to take that. Get knocked up after dealing with the traps. A couple more autos will take them out. They'll go down, trying to secure the kill with Super Mega Death Rocket, but Draymond will lock that one up 2 for nothing, and another tower, and potentially an inhibitor tower.
That lonely rocket traveling toward the Nexus, and Scaling are following up close behind here, pushing down onto this tower. There's just nothing Casually Reformed can do against them. Ooh, the flash coming in from Alex.
For good measure, flashes in on top of Wheelie. Gonna get that happening. Sean's gonna go down first. Draymond picking up that kill. Gonna jump on forward onto Wheelie. Gonna pick up that one now too as well. Double kill comes through for Draymond. It is, excuse me, technically traded back as the turret does finish off Quinn, but they're taking off the inhibitor.
Yeah, Royals back up, and so they won't be able to actually finish here the game. Actually, they're going to go back in.
Ooh, this is a big fight potentially once again. Violation's going to be able to get in on top of Coop, and then the kill will be secured by No Idea. So they at least get one exit thread.
Yeah, there we go. And you can see Seraphim, the only reason that Casually Reformed lost that so hard was because Royal, out of position a little bit, pathing over in front of that sort of Krug alcove there as opposed to behind it, and they were in the bush to catch him out. So if Royal had been alive and in the back line a little bit longer in that fight, it looks like Casually Reformed are starting to have the damage to be able to contend with Scaling in these fights. And so we're going to really have to watch out for that. If Royal can stay safe, there is the potential that Casually Reformed can start coming back here.
And right now, Royal is all your damage. You're still looking at the Caitlyn, who's sitting on a singular item and a BF sword, just like not where you want to be on Caitlyn. need to get that Caitlyn out to 3 items somehow. So you're looking to stall out this game the best you can. What you do have is an inhibitor down in the top lane, so potentially Caitlyn kind of sit up there and just kind of freeze that lane, let that
Mhm.
experience come and flow to the Caitlyn so that they can be relevant for this game. But that does give you pressure away from the objective. So with all that said, the one positive is that it did take really long for them to start doing dragon, so you're not super worried about dragon soul immediately. You
Yes.
can kind of do that farming thing and just kind of survive, let them have this dragon coming up. It only puts them on 3, not 4, so it's not like the end of the game already.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, like you say, 3, and it will be the cloud, I believe. So that is definitely going to be not as powerful as the other option would have, which would have been the ocean. If you see that on Kane, the ocean soul on red Kane, it's almost time to just surrender at that point because the Kane just 1v5s you with the healing, especially as we can see Quinn now working towards that death stance, which is a gigantic power spike for red Kane. They're looking at a
Yeah.
death
Ooh.
push here, but Cast Reformed aren't interested.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
smart. Right now, you're giving this dragon, and you
Yep.
shouldn't have
Yep.
been walking over
Absolutely.
there. Come get. What they're actually getting is the vision onto the Baron now. With that, they obviously can't do it right
Yeah.
now, but at least they're gonna commit some vision over there. Or they're gonna try to find a pick onto Draymond, which apparently was what they ended up trying doing. Again, I would have liked to have seen Caitlyn dealing with this wave in the top lane, just so far behind her
Yep.
items on that carry. Again, you need a second source of damage because you've just seen what happens when Royal gets blown up.
Yeah, exactly. No idea taking that farm instead. And of course, it is going to be valuable for that set to get back towards some things like potentially that Trinity Force or Black Cleaver.
Yeah, he went
But
Blade of the Rune King too in
yeah,
the
he
top
went
lane.
Blade. And so that's the thing. He's just so squishy at this
Hmm.
point. That set maybe able to do something in a 1v1 versus certain champions, but certainly not against the Scion, who's got so
Yeah.
much more than him. Knockup comes in from Quinn.
Yeah, Quinn's gonna be able to
Back off
try to get something going on over here.
that.
Ooh, those rockets. Oh, those
S-
rockets. So
Crazy
much
range,
damage.
crazy
Yeah,
damage.
this 2 item Jinx is ready to party over here. Speaking of ready to party, here's the Coop running into the middle of all of them. It's pretty much saying hello. Oh,
Oh
gigantic Oriana ult. It's going to set up the kill here. Showstopper comes through as Quinn picks up that one.
no!
Another kill going to be picked up by Leggy as that auto attack just followed you forever. Double kill right now onto the Jinx. They're continuing this onto the tower. Double kill will come through for Quinn. Only Seraphine is up, left, and remaining. And normally that's what you want to be up, left, and remaining, but not all by yourself. They're going to continue onto this base, and game 1 will go to scaling.
There we go. It is only Royal defending, and as you say, not going to be sufficient there. And really just amazing play coming out in team fights in particular for
Mhm.
scaling was what turned the tides here. Those Dredgemon ultimates coming in with the shockwaves on multiple members, finding just those entries in. And of course, Quinn with the absolute crazy jungle presence here on the Kane. That's one of the best Kanes in any sort of competitive game I've seen.
Mhm.
And Quinn really made it work very well done.